Welcome back. My name is Mike Gardino with GardinoLifeCoaching.com, and today we're going to talk about why men cheat. To start with, we're going to generalize here and put men into two buckets. The first one being putting him into a kind of an immature horn dog kind of guy who's just chasing women left and right. We're going to put them off to the side and not talk about that one. We're going to focus on someone who's in a monogamous relationship and how that happens and why a male would be kind of led to possibly cheat on that in that relationship. To understand why we do what we do, we have to understand at least the basics of the 6 human needs that we have. On some later dates, we'll look at these needs in more detail, but today we'll just do a very brief overview of what they are. The first one being certainty, which is basically feeling safe and secure in the environment that we're in. The second one being uncertainty, which is basically variety, that we need to do different things each day, and even during the course of the day, to create variety. Otherwise we get bored. We don't want to be bored. The third one being significance, and we as humans, we need to feel important. We need to feel like we're contributing to things, so we need to feel significant. The fourth item being connection and love. We all need to have some form of connection with other human beings, and hopefully in the form of love, but some people like to just call it a connection and don't want to go down the L word route, but at least we have to have some form of connection with people. Now those first 4 needs are something that we have to meet daily no matter what. We either meet them in a negative fashion or a positive fashion. Depends on what we do and our belief systems. Now the next 2 are more higher level needs that if we can reach those, we start to become more fulfilled, happy. So that goes to number 5 being growth. And we have to grow in order to feel fulfilled. If we're not growing, we're basically kind of working backwards, and we don't want to do that. So growing helps us become happy and grow on to the future. And the 6th one is contribution, and contribution beyond ourselves. So that's basically helping other people. And when we do that, we actually can meet all the other 5 needs simultaneously. So that's why one of the biggest goals we have in life is to help other people, because it makes us feel so good, because it actually helps us meet all of our needs in one shot. All right. Now that we know what the 6 human needs are, we have to understand that everybody has different levels of those needs. For instance, you might have a person who has a very high level of certainty, where they like to feel safe and secure all the time. And then you have another person who has a high level of variety, where they're big risk takers. Staying at home would be off limits. I gotta go and gotta do this. I gotta constantly be doing very risky activity. So those 2 are completely different type of people. So you can see everybody's a little bit different. We have all different levels of those, and good exercise is for you to rank your needs in rank of order of how you feel are important to you. Now, we're going to generalize here with men. Again, we're all different, but generally speaking with men, is most men have a very high level of significance. And we get that men meet those needs in a variety of ways. And probably a bigger way that we get it is through our job, especially in Western culture. We tend to rank ourselves by the jobs that we have or our bank accounts that we have. Next item would be through accomplishments, which is kind of a little bit towards the job thing, but it's what have we accomplished over our life. And the more things that we accomplish, the more significant we feel. So men like to go out and be competitive and meet these things and beat these guys and do all those things. That's why I like sports, because it's competitive. Another way, as we get towards relationships, is even compliments. Now, most men don't get many compliments, especially when you compare it to women. So when men do get a compliment, it really can light them up because they're just not used to it. And on the relationship side, the largest way that men get significance is actually through, believe it or not, through sex. Now, what happens is when a woman will open herself up and be vulnerable to a man, especially in a monogamous relationship, he feels he feels important. I mean, this is a big deal to him. So it has a lot of bearing, a lot of meaning to a man when he gets that opportunity. So let's talk about a situation on how this can happen, how this can be utilized. Um, uh, in general, if a man happens to be out and about away from his wife and he runs into a woman and she gives him a compliment and it kind of hits home with him, gets his attention, right? And they sit down and have a little conversation. He forms a little bit of a connection with her. So he's met a little level of significance. He's got a little bit of love and connection coming in here. And then if the situation rolls out and he's weak, he's going to end up having sex. And then that's a big area of significance. So he's hitting significance and some love and connection in there, which creates a big problem. You know, now he's cheated for the most part. So now let's look at adding the variety in there as well, because you know, in relationships, especially longer term relationships, it's very common, obviously, for both people to become a little bit bored with the relationship. So the idea of another woman complimenting him, and then if they actually had sex, that's the another variety component. Is we've got a problem because now he's hitting three areas. He's hitting significance, he's hitting some love and connection, and he's hitting variety. And when he hits those three, then it can become an addiction. And that addiction obviously is an affair, and he's linked up with that. He's addicted to those feelings that he's getting, a strong bond. So the key question is, how do we stop that from happening? Well, the best way to stop it is to meet those needs, those three, basically the significance, the variety, and love and connection, and within the marriage. And this goes back to hard work in a marriage is meeting that man's needs for those areas. So biggest area is have as much sex as possible. And elevate him, making him feel as significant as you possibly can within your relationship. Changing up your relationship, having lots of variety, doing things out and about, making sure that he's not getting bored with the relationship. So it's constant activity there. And then love and connection is to basically show him your love, show him your appreciation, and let him know that he is appreciated. Now, I can hear it. Women will say, I'm doing all those things, you know, I compliment him all the time. You know, we have lots of sex all the time. We're doing constantly on a trip here and there. We have lots of variety, and he's still out there cheating. Well, bottom line is that there's some needs that the way you're meeting them are not really meeting his needs. So it's a way that you might want to bring somebody else into the picture, a counselor, therapist, someone like myself, to be able to kind of dig through to find out how you can meet his needs. Or you can simply sit down and have an open discussion with him about how you can help him meet those needs. You know, what's missing in your relationship that's not there that could be fulfilled. It's a hard conversation to have. I get that, but it's something that's important to prevent this from occurring, because if a man has all those needs met within his relationship, then can it still happen? Yeah, it can. But the odds of having a man cheat are very, very low compared to when his needs are not getting met. Because I guarantee you, when his needs are not being met and the right woman comes around and does some of those things, he's going to cheat. And it's unfortunate, but the temptation is very large. So the trick is to try again to not get to that point, is to keep meeting each other's needs, making sure you're meeting his needs for those three areas to basically keep him at bay. It's kind of keep him on a leash. And I know women like to do that with men, keep him close to you. Well, that's a way to do it, is don't give him a reason to even want to look out there. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope this can shed some light on for you on why men cheat, why they do what they do. Again, the trick is to try not to let it get to that point, let him stray. But if there's anything I can do to help you in your relationship, please reach out to Mike@GardinaLifeCoaching.com, or you can go to my website at GardinaLifeCoaching.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. And if this video touched you in any way, please hit the like button down below and give me some comments, what you liked, didn't like, any future episodes that you'd like to see, some problems, areas that you'd like to see covered. I'm here to help. Thanks.